Oh, I didn't even have my microphone on again. Sorry, guys. So I'm in this long for oil. This is the Renko oil. This is the day settings. So there's a night and day settings. I'm still testing this one, so I'm not live in this. This was the night settings. They did well. And then it takes a break, and then it starts the day settings at 10 a.m. So I'm long in this oil trade, already locked up 150. Now this second one is running. Hey, Troy. So I'm going to see, obviously, what this does. It has a trailing stop, so it will move itself. But it's been a great morning. Up 875 on NQ, up 512 on ES. And now this oil trade. So yes. I am starving. So it's 10:38. I feel like I didn't have anything kind of to do today, but I actually have a few things. So I'm going to plan out a kind of I think I'm going to plan out a new challenge. I know I did one before back at like the beginning of the Algo era, back in like December, January with like the first Algo. But I think I'm going to do it with this second one. I wonder if so what I'm thinking, can you guys see this? Is it like zoomed in enough? I hate when like the TP2 is so far away. I could just bring it down, but some of them actually hit. All right. So this was my idea. I don't know where my little sticky notes. I had this one up yesterday. So this is kind of my trading plan right now. I'm running ES, which is what hit this morning, NQ, 5 minute. And then also I'm going to start moving the NQ Renko up into the live. And then the oil and gold I'm still going to test. But gold did well last night. It made... So this is... And I'm going to kind of discuss this. Hey, how are you? So I'm going to discuss this with everybody in the group here in a bit. But I started kind of thinking about the max profit each day and just taking profit and being done. And then obviously implementing a max loss. So then you're never like wiping out all of your profits in one day or something like that. But look at this oil trade. Let me post on social media that I am on S trade. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I was just posting that I was live, so if other people had questions from like TikTok or Instagram, they could come ask, because I'll probably be sitting here for like an hour or so, just kind of getting other stuff done while these trades happen. Up 875 in NQ. Hey guys, we're in this long in oil and... Hey guys, all right, so let me post this on Instagram. All right. Cool. All right. So what was I saying? This oil trade is so nice. So even like after this, like oil would be done. Like I have to pull oil for the past few days, but I don't really like the way I'm writing this. Okay, so I'm going to start a $15,000 challenge probably on Monday. It's like the best day to start something, right? So it would be NQ Renko. And that's just because I can't do NQ in my other account because it has to be only a few trades a day because of a certain reason that I'm not talking about right now, but maybe I'll talk about in a few weeks. So I'll use the NQ Renko and then the ES 10 minute. So the regular ES 10 minute. And then this oil Renko, if it continues to do well the rest of this week, I will also put that live. I just have to pull up some of this. Yeah, Jeffrey, it's been good. We tweaked a little bit. I pretty much ruled out NQ and what, like I ruled out the indices, but I'm actually doing a different NQ Renko. It looks like this. I'm still testing it in Sim, but you can see it's been doing pretty well. But I just had to figure things out. Like after 9 a.m. it's shit. So I run it from midnight till 1 a.m. Is that what it is? Like it takes a lot of trades, like a lot of trades. But what I'm doing is, and this is kind of what I'm going to talk about with the group soon, is implementing those max profit, max loss options within the algorithm. So I'm thinking overnight, I go to sleep, it comes on at 1 a.m. or whatever it might be, 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. And if I make $1,000, then it just fully shuts off. Because I would rather make $500 or $1,000 and avoid all of these extra trades than get chopped up. Like, I wonder what these trades are here. I could pull them in the strategy analyzer, or the trade performance actually, because I ran it. So let's look, because, oh yeah, because Paul even showed me that it made $1,000. Let me kind of like pull this down. It made, let me just do today, 4.6 to 4.6. I don't want to show like my account number, so I just need to like kind of hide this for a second while I take my account number out. And then I need to filter by product. All right, let me pull up the NQ. Okay, so here's NQ in Sim. These are my results. 68%, this is the Renko. Hey, Steven. All right, so now let's look at the trades. So this is the trade performance where you can get there by going to new and then going to trade performance. So if you ever ran anything in Sim or you ran it live, you can then filter it by the account and by the date and by the product, like the instrument. Yeah, for sure. That's what I was thinking too. So then you can go to trades. Yeah, because if you have too much running, it can kind of like freeze up your stuff and you don't want that. So, all right, this is what it looked like the last. So I kind of like to move it over like this, Entry time. So remember, I just want, and it already said it was, this is last night. So it started at 1 a.m. So if I extend this here, you can see that. So it started at 1 a.m. I take, is it 2 or 3 contracts a trade? I might take 3. Hold on, let me see. Strategies. Yeah, this is taking 3 contracts with taking 2 off at the first TP and 1 off at the second TP or having a runner. So obviously you wouldn't have to do it in that much of an extreme, or you could do it on the micro version, or you could just do 1 and 1. So right here, you can see the first trade was a loser. So loser, loser, loser. So that was a losing trade. Second trade, so remember, I have 3 contracts. So these 3 are just 1 trade, but 3 contracts. And then the second trade at 140 was a loser. So 1, 2, 3. So, okay. So now I'm down $900. I would have a max loss on this at 1,000. And so then here we have a winning trade, and then another winning trade, and then a losing trade. So now we're back down to 725 negative. It was kind of choppy last night because we actually got chopped up in the regular NQ too. So then here you have a small winning trade. This was like an offset. Small winning trade, small winning trade. And now you're almost back to even. So this was at 3 a.m. Then it becomes pretty good. So you can see here, 314, winning trade, winning trade, winning trade, winning trade, like 4 winning trades in a row. Then 2 of these contracts were losers out of the 3. Sometimes not all of yours will fill, so you have to think about that too. So right here, this is where, well, actually right here, this is where my night would have ended. So at 3:50 a.m., my max profit would have hit. So K-Rock, you can't let it run 24/7 because it only runs 5 days a week. All right, so right here at last night at 3:47 a.m., I would have been done because, and I have a few people testing this, and this is exactly what happened. So they hit $1,000 profit, and then the system turns off. So I'm asleep, obviously this whole time. I didn't know I was negative 900. I didn't know I hit the 1,000, but you'd wake up and you'd hit the 1,000. Obviously you can see it went a lot further, and it actually made 2,000 by 5:30 a.m. I think it's pretty conservative to say I would like to gain $1,000 from NQ overnight, especially like with these Renko settings. And so that's what I'm going to do essentially each night. Obviously you could pull up other days and see how they performed. I don't know if I have 4 or 5 in here. Let me see if I have 4 or 5 for the same thing. Oh yeah, so this is yesterday. So this was Sunday night into Monday. So you can see here. Look, it made $1,500 by 8:22 a.m. So by 8, oh, mine wasn't on, and then I had to turn it on. That's what it was. So I actually missed all of the overnight trades. I woke up at 7 a.m. and turned it on. But again, if even you would have done that, once I make $1,000, I want to be out. So look, it would have made $1,520 by 8:22 a.m. yesterday. And then it had a few losing trades, and then the market open is crazy, so I don't want to be part of any of that. So, well then, yeah, I do run it all the time with the market being open, K-Rock. The only thing that I don't do, oh, speaking of, how's our oil trade doing? Oh, we're still in it. Speaking of, the only thing I don't do is run it on certain days where they don't perform well. Like it doesn't perform well at all. So there's no reason. Like you can still run it, but I would like to avoid as much drawdown as I can. So I do. All right. And I don't think that was me that made 70,000. That was probably either a strategy analyzer or another one of my members. Like maybe it was one of my bigger members. So this oil trade is now up $550. And this is what I'm saying. So when it comes to oil, I would be done for the day after this trade because it would hit my max profit of $500. So I think this is the way you could really trade Renko and do well because you're cutting the trades probably by 2/3. So instead of taking 60 trades a day or 90 trades a day, I'm only going to take 20 or 30. That's when my profit hits. And then from there, hey Keisha, and then from there, I can decide if I want to turn it back on and then maybe have a small risk put in place. Yeah, it was probably one of my bigger guys. I don't trade with a lot of risk. I'm actually pretty conservative for like a bigger account, whatever. All right, so this is kind of what I'm saying, Jeffrey, if you're still following along. So like here, last night. So oil is broke up into a day and night session. So if I had this is the night session, I say, okay, once I make $500, then I want, so with this, and I don't know exactly what it was because I actually didn't run it last night. Because Earl said, I was talking to Earl about the Renko night oil, and he thinks the best days are Tuesday or Thursday, Friday. So I'm probably just going to do the day one, Monday through Friday, like he's doing. It helps when other people do research. So Nicole, that's a good question. So my loss target, it depends on the product. So my loss target for, I think Paul and I discussed NQ being 2,000, was it 2,000 to start? Or 1,000 to start? I think it was 2,000. If I had a really shitty day, like you can see it got close with that 910. But you could obviously do 1,000. Okay, days way over what I was looking for. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to cut the amount of trades, but lock up profit and just kind of be satisfied and move on with my day. But you can do it with several different products. So for the NQ, Nicole, this is what I'm thinking. It turns on at 1 a.m., right? Max profit of 1K. And so obviously if you were doing micros, it would just be 1/10 of what I'm doing. So max profit of $1,000. When that hits, it turns off. Max loss. So you could do max loss at 1K or at 2K. It's up to you. I just don't want to wake up to like a really choppy night and I lost $4,000 or $5,000. But I also don't want to turn it off if it's in like a swing, if that makes sense, because this does end up being green most days if you let it take all the trades. But I don't want to be what I was doing when I was doing market replay. It would be up.
Canceled.
Okay, so oil is done with $330. I don't want to be up. Like this is what happened the other night. I was watching market replay. It's up 1,700, then it goes to 200. Then it's up to 2,800, then it went to 400. Then it went up to 3,800. Like I don't want to be in all of those swings with the Renko roller coaster. So what I would rather do is just take profit, and then if I want to turn it back on at another, like say if I wake up at 8 a.m. and I want to turn it on at 10 a.m., turn it on at 10 a.m. and then really mitigate my risk by saying, okay, I made $1,000 overnight. I'm only going to risk, say, 600. So then you're going to have profit regardless. But if it moves up again, have another max profit of, say, 1,000 or 1,500 or whatever. And then from there, you can just keep capitalizing on the profit and mitigate your risk. So that's what Paul and I have been doing the past few days, and we're going to keep doing it. So, but it's really only with the Renko products, because the Renko products take so many trades and they're so volatile and roller coaster like that. Like, look at this. Like, so you probably would have been done probably somewhere way earlier, like here, whatever I said, like 3 a.m., right? So then you're missing all this shit, like loser, 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 loser. Like, I don't want any of this. Like, even after like a big winner and a big winner, it just doesn't work out. I don't want to be paying more fees and have this emotional roller coaster, even if I am asleep. So I would rather take $1,000. Like you saw, I missed out on like whatever it was, 2,000 or 2,500, but it is what it is. And you can do the research, obviously, run it in sim, look at how high it went before it started turning down, stuff like that. Like, obviously different days are going to be different, but I think $1,000 in NQ, 3 mini NQs, is highly obtainable. So that's what I had decided to put it at. But then when it comes to like gold and oil, I can show you gold. Gold hit its profit in one contract today. So I put gold back on the Renko sheet if you guys want to check it out. But again, I'm still just testing, so please don't just like go live for no reason. So strategies, gold. So gold made like, so my max profit or my profit target for gold and oil, I think at this point would just be 500. A lot of times they'll get to like 200, 300, 500 really easily. And then after that, they might have a hard time. So this was gold. So look, this was the first trade last night in gold, and it hit the $500 profit in that first trade. So I would have taken one trade with gold. I would have been asleep. This was at 3 a.m. and I would have been done for the day. Let me show you. I can take the max profit and max loss off, and then I have $1,000 loss for gold. So if I take this off, I can show you what all of the trades were. So these were all of the trades for gold from, my start time is 9 p.m. I just changed that. So instead of one trade, you would have taken 5 or six trades, which isn't that many, which is fine. And I think the profit factor was a little more. You could try, Jonathan. You can try. You would just need to put it in simulation and see what happens the next few days. So you made $500 here and I'm done for the night. Or obviously this one made money. This was a loser, this was a loser, and this was a small winner. So why not just take my $500 and be happy? And that's what I'm going to start doing. So, and what I did, I ran back all of the research from the past 3 weeks, and the week that Powell and Yellen were talking, those 3 days, oh, gold was so bad. But gold was still positive for the whole 3 weeks, and it was positive like $2,500. So just imagine if you avoided that 1 week, you'd probably be up 4 or 5K just taking $500 a session. And this is just one session. It's just 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. or 5:30, whatever it is. And see, like, I noticed that it starts to get crazy around like 5 or 6 a.m. Yeah. The settings are in the Renko tab, Jonathan. Oh, actually, I don't think I have the NQ ones there. I will post it today. I just didn't want people getting distracted because I don't want that to be a thing. Like, I'm really trying to like test all this on my own with myself and Paul. Even though it's helpful when you have other people testing, it's just, I don't want you guys to get like wrapped up in it and then have an issue. So I'll change this, delete this one. I'll change this NQ here to the settings that I have. So 6.2, 14, 4, HMA 9. Stop loss is 30. 15.1. That's the same that I have. Is this, am I looking at oil? No, this is NQ, right? Yeah, quick NQ. All right, 15.1. That was the same I had for oil. And then 12 is my TP1. So it takes TP1 really quickly. It's only $60 per mini. But that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have a higher win rate. So I'm like, okay, let me take profit quickly and just kind of get out of the way, because this takes so many trades anyway that I don't need to extend on the trade. I just need to make money on the trade and then move on from there. And as long as it's covering my fees and commissions, then that's, and like I'm making more, then that's all I really care about. So 1 a.m. to 8:50. Okay. Best day. I don't know. I'll have to pull that up. Probably all. All right. So I updated it in the spreadsheet. But yeah, so that's kind of my plan going forward is gold, oil, and NQ. Those three on Renko. I'm going to do a $15,000 challenge running all three of these and the ES 10 minute, because I love the ES 10 minute now. But for each of the Renko products, I'm going to have a max profit and a max loss, because they take way too many trades for me to just be hanging around all day, whether it's a loss or a gain. You know, I want to just either make my money and be done, or lose the money and be done. But like I said, Are you using Trade-Evate or only NinjaTrader? No, I still use Trade-Evate for manual trades. I only use NinjaTrader you have to use for the algorithm. So, where's my little sticky note? So this is what I will be trading probably starting next week. So the NQ Renko, CL Renko, Gold Renko, and then the ES 10 minute. I'm going to put that on a $15,000 account, and I'll kind of post it all on YouTube if people want to see how it's going. But yeah, so for the NQ Renko, it would be max profit 1K, max loss 1K or 2K. I don't know yet. I definitely know oil. Oil is max profit 500. Actually, I focus this more on max loss 1K. And like, it sounds weird that it's higher than the max profit, but you're going to hit, so if I show you, these were my results. I wrote them down, so I can't actually show you, but I can tell you. So I ran those 3 weeks, 315 through 320 for Gold Renko was 4 out of 5 green days, and the 1 red day was minus 300. And then 329 to 42. It was only 4 trading days because of the holiday. The goal was hit 2 days. Oh, and up here the goal was hit 3 days. So 3 out of those 4 green days the goal was hit. The other green day was like $370. So on this week, the goal was hit 2 days. It was 3 out of 4 green days. The other green day was $200. And then the only losing day, 1 red day, was 180. So this is kind of how I'm kind of cutting it out and figuring out if I like what I want to run and what my max loss should be and what my max profit should be. So if I have a max loss on gold for $500 or $1,000, I think that's more than enough. So I'm probably going to do that. But I want to give NQ some space because sometimes it can have like 3 or 4 losers in a row. And if it's $300 per loser, $300 or $400 per losing trade, I want to at least be able to have 3 losing trades or 4 losing trades in a row. So I might do like $1,500. Something like that. Does that make sense? I feel like for gold, I could do a max loss of like 500 because my stop loss is only $150 and I'm only taking 2 contracts. So it's $300. So 369 would be 3 losing trades in a row. So yeah, no, I'll do 1K. And then if it has 3 losing trades in a row and it turns around after that, I would be fine. If it is more than 3 losing trades, then I'll just be taken out. If that makes sense. Any questions or... So I already set up, I need to set up oil. Gold is already set up to have the max profit, max loss. I need to turn it back on. All right, so maybe that's it, but I wanted to kind of update you guys, and then I will... Are you laughing at me, Paul, because I'm talking about this on the stream? Whatever. And then my ES 10 minute, just how it normally is.
Order submitted.
Oh, we're in a trade for oil. So I'm telling you, these take a lot of trades. So, and I haven't really looked at oil as far as the day and the night settings and what it typically hits before it turns around. So if oil is more like 300 or 400, then I'll do that. All right, so now we're in the green here. it's about to be $500. This would then be done for the day after this trade. So if there's no more questions, we can just jump off, but I just kind of wanted to jump on here and show you guys more of what I've been working on and kind of thinking about. I was just switching the NQ in this spreadsheet. Oh yeah, I put it on there, Paul.
Order canceled.
All right, so that was taken out. Was that taken out of the break-even offset? But yeah. All right, so that's kind of how I'm approaching this. So the way that I would do it, Wakanda, you go into a chart like this. So this is, oh, I think ES is done for the day too. I could use ES, but you go into a chart that doesn't have a strategy turned on. You right click, you go to reload historical data. It says loading, and once it's done loading, then that means the data was completed. So see? Then you just go, I don't know where the lapse is or the gap, and then you just go to strategy analyzer and you pull what you want to pull. So I'll show you this gold Renko for the past few weeks that we were just talking about. Load GC Renko. I'll do it back to 315. Okay, gold, and then just push run. And then the data will come up. So if your data is not lining up with my data and you have exactly the same information over here, then there's definitely an issue with the historical data. So see, it's 63%. It made $2,600 the last 3 weeks, and that was with 1 week being really, really shitty. And that's where this $1,100 drawdown came from. But it wasn't all at once. Or maybe it was one night that was 1,000, but other than that, it was good. So Wakanda, you need to check every single field, make sure they're all exactly the same. Obviously if you're doing Renko, make sure your Heikin-Ashi is turned off. If you're doing regular candles, make sure your Heikin-Ashi is turned on. Like, so many little things. Like, somebody yesterday sent me a picture and they're like, why does it look like this? And it's because he didn't have his Heikin-Ashi turned on. Like, there's so many things that can get missed. I know, like, obviously you've been doing this for a while now, so it may just be that historical data piece, but that's the biggest thing. Me too. All right, so I'm going to jump off of here. Thanks. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Still not sure. Yeah, that's so weird. You can send me one. Thanks, Zach. Can't wait to join the bot. Quick question. Are you still doing the trading alerts system as well for you? Yeah, but it's not as much, Zach. This is taking up so much of my time. I took away the morning calls. It's just there are manual alerts being given, but they're not in the capacity that they were before. If that makes sense. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up here. Oh, are you on my call, Earl? Maybe a live one night to do better, educate members on how to test. Sure. Sure, Jeffrey, but I actually have videos on this that are saved in the group. It's under helpful information. If you just go here and you go up here to this little icon and you go to pinned. Oh, and maybe actually it's in announcements. It's not in helpful. Right here, I pinned it on January 31st. I'm going to copy it and put it into helpful info. I had Zach make 2 videos on this because so many people had questions. So yes, please go watch those videos. So it's in the helpful information. Cool. Nice, Earl. Nice. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks for joining, guys. If you have other questions, always reach out to Paul or myself. I'm loving this P&L today. Things are looking great. I'm super excited for this new little thing that I'm doing. So, all right, guys, I'll talk later. Maybe I might do a live tonight. We will see. All right, have a good one. Bye.